This story, Las Mariposas del Días de los Muertos, The Butterflies of the Day of the Dead, is an original story I wrote about the Day of the Dead. And this is included in my book, Breathing Through the Eye of a Needle, Stories for Living in the Moment from Birth Until Death. Sandra Gomez was a happy woman. She was fortunate. She'd been raised by loving parents, went to school, graduated, met a man who loved her, and they had two children. And every day she was grateful and happy for her good life. But suddenly, her life changed. In less than a year, both of her parents died from illnesses much too early. And worse, her husband and children died in a car accident. She was desolate. She was so unhappy. She was so lonely. She was so depressed. She missed them so badly that one night she lit a candle before her statue of La Santísima Muerte, opened a bottle of sleeping pills, and said, "Tonight, I give you my body so I can be with those I love." Quickly, she swallowed all the pills and within minutes collapsed to the floor. A flitting softness brushed her face, and Sandra opened her eyes. Five large, beautiful monarch butterflies danced on her face, her chest, and hands. She sat on the ground, leaning against a tree in a large green field. And across that field, she saw approaching her a tall woman wearing a black cape over a red dress. Long black hair framed her striking face. She stopped in front of Sanja and sat down next to her. "Do you know who these butterflies are?" she asked. "No," said Sanja. "Am I in heaven?" "You are not dead, Sanja. You are between life and death. And these butterflies are the spirits of your family members who have died." Just then, one butterfly danced over Sonia's lips. It was as if her husband had kissed her, and she felt so alive and happy because she could actually remember him and how they were together. But she still missed him so badly. And the lady said, "No, you are not dead." And tears filled Sonia's eyes because she wasn't dead, but her family was gone. And Sonia said again, "Can't I join them? I miss them so much. No one else cares about me the way they did. No one else knows me the way they did. I am nothing without them. I want to be a butterfly too." Gently, the woman wiped away Sonia's tears and said, "It is not your time to leave this earth. Do you know who I am?" "No." "I am La Donna Muerte, the Lady of Death. In the ancient times, your ancestors, the Mexica, called me Lady of the Land of the Dead. I am known to every culture on earth. I am called by many names and seen in different shapes. You prayed to me as Santissima Muerte. I carry the scythe that cuts the cord holding the living to the earth. I help conscious spirits make their transition. This world you know, the world you wish to leave, is but one of many. Now you've seen and felt the world the spirits of your family have entered. These butterflies are much more than your mother, father, husband, and children. They are part of the eternal, beautiful, the manifestation of the life force that has no beginning and no end. Ladania Muerte paused as a butterfly fluttered on her hand, then flew to Sonia's hand. Your loved ones came in the form of butterflies to comfort you. They want you to know that only their physical bodies are gone. Their love for you will never end. Ladania Muerte smiled and looked directly into Sonia's eyes. Your death is not in your control. I alone have the power to claim your last breath. Each being is born at a certain time and place for a specific reason. Most will return again and again until they're able to realize the true purpose of human existence. Butterflies circled around Sonia's head like a halo as Ladonia Muerte gently touched her face. Your life keeps your family alive. You will understand all of this when you return to your father's home in Mexico. Your aunt is waiting for you there. The woman waved her cape over Sonia's head, and when she opened her eyes again, she was lying on the floor of her home, and she could see that she had thrown up all of the pills. He sat up, and Ladonia Muerte's instructions were clear as if she had just been there, in front of her, for real. The sun set in glowing peaks and purples when she set off for her aunt's home. Oh, mi corazón, Tia Teresa said. I am so glad you have come to celebrate Los Dias de los Muertos with us. We're making our altar tonight. You must make one for your family in the guest room. We have plenty of candles and flowers. Sonia smiled. Now she knew why Ladonia Muerte told her to come to her aunt's, and why she told her to bring photos of her parents, her husband, and children. She remembered that every year her mother said, Dia de los Muertos, the days of the dead, is the season to heal our grief. It is the time to hold those you love close to your heart. It is a time to know that as long as our beloved are remembered, they are never really dead. Tears rolled down Sonia's face as she prepared her altar. When it was finished, she sat on the floor before the lace covered table. Marigolds surrounded the photos of her family, and candles made the photos glow. Tears fell as the sweet memories warmed her heart. A butterfly flew through the open window and landed on the picture of her husband. Sonia smiled through her tears. The next morning, Tia gave Sonia a colorful dress to wear, and her children wore their best clothes. The youngest carried a basket of marigolds, while others carried food, candles, and musical instruments. They joined the long, colorful parade of families making their way to the Campo Santo. As the festivities continued into the night, Tia Teresa told Sonia and her children the history of Los Dias de los Muertos. Our wise ancestors, the Aztecs, believed this life we live on earth is but a dream. We come here to learn lessons so that when our bodies die, we can awake in the true great energy that is endless and has no bounds. Some of us have to return again and again until we learn the lessons this reality has for us. The spirits of our past family members return as these butterflies to comfort us. They let us know their presence is with us always. We're never alone, and we shouldn't fear death. But, Mama, why does it hurt so much when people die? Sonia's oldest nephew asked. Because when you love someone and it seems like they're gone, you miss their presence. You miss hearing the sound of their voice, seeing their face, and feeling their touch. But in time, you realize they've just stepped behind the curtain. What was most important still lives in your heart and memory. Didn't bisabuelo y bisabuela y tus primas y primos seem alive when we were talking about them today? The little boy laughed and nodded his head as he picked up a calavera, a skull cookie, to eat. Absently, Sonia stroked her niece's head, resting in her lap. The presence of her husband, children, and parents wrapped her like a soft, warm blanket. Sonia recalled La Dona Muerte's words. Now she understood. Those she loved were alive here and now in the memory of her heart. She knew their life energy was alive forever because she would love them forever. And that's the end of this story from Breathing Through the Eye of a Needle, stories of living in the moment from birth and death. And below is the link if you'd like to purchase a copy of this book. And please subscribe to get notification of the next stories from the book in this moment.